Okay, girls, so the second section is going to be squaring decimals. So before we go into squaring decimals, let's talk about what we mean when we're talking about squaring a number. So let's say that we want to find, we're going to square a number, we're going to square 3. So what it means is that we're going to put 3 on what side, we're going to do a square here. You can see here that I have 1, 2, 3 squares, 1, 2, 3, can you see that? And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I have 1, 2, 3 in here. Good. So I do a square of 3 there. How many squares do I have in total? 9. Wonderful. So basically, squaring a number just means multiplying it by itself, doing 3 times 3. That is the same as saying 3 to the power of 2, because I have 2 times the 3. This is going to be equal to 9. Good? So that's when we're talking about whole numbers. Let's talk about what it will mean when I have 0.3 or 3/10 to the power of 2. So I'm squaring a decimal. What will we do? So that basically just means 3/10 times 3/10. And since we just covered in our previous video, how many decimals do I have in my problem? 2. Therefore, my answer is going to be 0.09 because I need to have 2 decimal places in my answer. Because there were 2 in the problem, they have to be 2 in the answer. Good. So let's do some examples. Annoying when this happens. Good. Perfect. So example number 1. Let's do 0.5 to the power of 2. So we know that this one is going to be 0.5 times 0.5, which is going to be equal to 0.25 or 25 hundredths. How do I know that? 2 decimal places in the problem, 2 decimal places in the answer. Okay, let's do this, another one. Let's do 0 or 2/10 squared to the power of 2. So that's going to be equal to, you can write it again, but I'm going to jump the step and do it. You can do it, either write it the whole thing, or you can jump the steps. So I'm going to say, okay, I know that the answer is going to be 4 because 2 to the power of 2 is 4, or 2 times 2 is 4. But I know that I need 2 decimal places, so the answer needs to be 0.4, and that's the answer. Let's do another example. 1 2/10 square. So now I have to think about, okay, it's going to be, I'm going to write this one down, 1.2 times 1.2, which I know is going to be 144. Why? Because 12 times 12 is 144. How many decimal places I need? 1 and 2. Then my answer is going to be 1.44 or 1 44 hundredths. Let's do the last example of this section. 6 hundredths squared. So what is going to be the answer? So 600 times 600 is going to be, I know that 6 times 6 is going to be equal to 36. But how many decimal places do I need? I need 4. So it has to be 0.0. And then I have 4 decimal places in my answer. So I hope you find this useful. As you can see, what we're doing here is that if in the question, when we're working about squaring decimals, if in the question I have 1 decimal place, the answer will have 2 decimal places. Here, 1 decimal place, 2 decimal places, 1 decimal place, 2 decimal places, 2 decimal places, the answer will have 4 decimal places. Why is that? Because I'm multiplying the decimal twice. So that's why I have twice the number of decimal places. I hope you find this useful, girls.